What's up, everybody? Happy holidays.
Hello.
Happy holidays. I'm here with MJ Mortgage Pros, guys. These ladies know their stuff. These ladies are helping a lot of people achieve home ownership in a time where people have misconceptions about what the market's actually doing, misconceptions of how financing works, and all those misconceptions are causing lots of my clients to have fears. Here, you guys have Melissa Cox, Jacqueline Aguilar. Most of you guys that are watching this video already know me, but if you don't, I'm a realtor with Keller Williams and the Grimaldo Group, and I've been doing this for 5 years. I've seen ups and downs. It's not a long time for time, but in the real estate market, I feel like it's a long time. So I've seen ups and downs in the markets, and I just want to encourage people to go out and actually listen to real advice, not the news. Introduce yourselves, ladies, please.
My name's Melissa. This is Jacqueline. And we want to go over a program that we have for you that's going to benefit your clients and help them save money over the years and just put them in a better place.
Awesome. So one of those programs that we recently used, and I'm very, very excited that it even exists and that there's people that know how to use it, was this 3-1 buy down. There's 2-1 buy downs, there's 1-to-1 buy downs, and 1-to-0 buy downs.
Yeah.
Break it down for everybody, please.
So on here, the sheet that we're looking at, the interest rate that the client qualified for was 5.125%. I'll go over the 3-2-1 buy down. So what that is, it's a 3-year program that you have a discounted rate. This client, because they qualified for 5.125, their first year, their rate will be 2.125. So that is awesome, like amazing. Their payment on this particular loan, which is $280,000 purchase price, their payment is only $1,015. Like, that is unheard of, right? You can't even rent a place for that price.
Saving $455 a month.
Yes. And then year 2, your rate goes to 3.125. Your payment goes up a little bit. So now it's $1,157, huge savings. And then your third year, you're looking at 4.125%. The thing I love about this program is years ago, they came out with the ARM, but that's not a fixed rate. So after your 3 years or however many years your ARM is, your interest rate goes up. With this one, you're qualified for 5.125, and that will be your rate after you get these discounts. So after the 3 years, that's your rate for the life of the loan until you refinance.
Okay, so if for whatever reason within these year 1, year 2, year 3, there is a rate that comes out that's general for 30 years, say 3.5 or 4%, and this person says, okay, I want to avoid that 4th year where I'm committed to the 5.1, all they have to do is refinance out of this loan.
Correct.
Into that 3.5, hopefully that 4%, that'll be a continuous for the 30 years. And if they ever catch a 0, then they better catch a 0. But that's way down the line. I mean, it has happened. It could happen again. History does repeat itself, Another thing that I really liked about it, that first year, second year, and third year gives them a chance because incomes do come up. Your hourly rate goes up or your salary rate goes up. So you basically can buy yourself 3 years of affordable housing until you get that raise in the next 2-3 years. So that's a huge thing that you couldn't do really before. And now this is awesome.
And it's for all loan amounts. So you can even do this for a jumbo loan. There's no cap. You don't get any pre-penalties if you do refinance. It's really a win-win program.
A jumbo loan. What is a jumbo loan?
It's when your conventional loan maxes out, you go into a jumbo loan.
So your financeable amount a bank can take you on for.
Yes, and they don't always have these programs for jumbo loans, so that's good. Anything over $726,000 is going to be your jumbo loan.
There you go. So it can be an affordable payment now, and if you got a 3-year wait for your big huge promotion or whatever to kick in, it can be affordable by doing these buy downs. The other thing that I found was super amazing, especially in this market, and that's why I want to urge everybody, guys, do not wait to jump in the market, because in these conditions for buyers, we were able to acquire the top of this here chart for this client because the seller was willing to give them the max concessions available, which means money back from the purchase. So money to help the buyer actually complete their purchase was given. In this situation, we asked them for a 6%, which we're in those times where people are willing to do it because they want to get that house sold. They want to get that house moving and do their next step also. So we got them a 6%, which got them this cost for the 3-to-1 buy down. Explain to us a little bit more about this specific situation that we're very happy about.
Yeah. So not only is this particular client saving over the years, they are also getting 2% credited towards their closing costs. So 2% of the loan amount is helping them with closing costs. So they're reducing their payment.
We were able to acquire 6% back from the seller. How does all this play in their actual closing cost figures?
First of all, I just want to say you're not giving yourself enough credit because you went and did that. You advocated for the client. You went and got 6%. So that's awesome.
Great on the negotiation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so they're saving out of that 6% for this particular buy down, and the buy downs are different. So some of them do not cost as much. But if you're going to go for the biggest one, where you're going to save the most, you're going to put more funds towards it. So it's almost 4% is going to the buy down. But the good thing is the client saves for 3 years. Then she's also saving her 2% towards closing costs. So that's a good chunk of money, about $7,000. She gets her 2% and the buy down. So, I mean, it's really a humongous savings, that just an awesome experience for this particular client, especially.
Now, this was a scenario that was possible because of the shaky market, quote unquote, that people are having to live through right now, as far as not favorable for sellers, more favorable for a buyer's situation, because people are afraid. So fear is actually helping this client, this buyer, gain something that wasn't really going to be possible in the competitive market. So let's switch it around. Let's say it was a seller's market and we're trying to do something like this to where the person wants to make their home affordable. First of all, 280, they wouldn't have gotten anything in a competitive market in Arizona that's livable.
Very true. Very true.
Second of all, they would have had, like, when I was in that 2020, post-COVID scenario with people and I was helping people buy, it came by so fast that people had no idea that the market was going to just go into a frenzy like that. So buyers, I would have to actually ask them, do you have a $10,000 cushion just to compete on top of the 20 other people that have loans that are ready to rock, or 20 other people that are buying with cash? You know what I mean? Like, you have $15,000 just on top of the purchase price. So let's say this home would have been offered at it probably would have been like a 320, literally like 280 right now because we're in this market. But this home would have been put in for 320.
Here's a funny part, and this is what I love when you do these kind of scenarios. Like, if you put that out there, even if you bought the house at 320, you have that 3.5 interest rate. Your monthly payment, mortgage and principal and interest only, $1,436.94. $1,436.94.
That's principal and interest?
Yeah. And right now she's buying it. Her loan amount is $270. That's the loan amount. And her regular payment at that 5.125 is $1,471.20. What's the difference? $50? $20?
Wow.
So when you put a scenario like this, it's just, you have to shift their mindset, because it's like, yeah, you may be seeing a higher rate, but the house prices are going down. And guess what? You're paying the same thing without having to waste your money in paying the seller, to pick your offer, to pick your contract.
Yeah.
You're not having to say, hey, here's $50,000. Please pick my contract.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So now let's say this one went for 280 in a market where everybody's out, right? They would be out because the rate is at 3.5 and they're like, yeah, I can get, that itself, just the difference of 320 and 280 is $40,000. That's not going into this lady's debt, right? She's not owing $40,000. She's got it at a nice price to start with. Second of all, her closing costs for that 320, right, would have been higher. Oh
yeah.
And she would have come up with it herself out of pocket, right? The competition would have caused her to have to go not 320, 320. She would have to gone at least 330, like literally, to compete with other buyers. So that's another $10,000. And she wouldn't have got this buy down probably, because she wouldn't have had to come up. I mean, most people wouldn't have had $11,000 just to buy it down. Also, so you got the $10,000 in closing costs. You got the $10,000 in the to buy, to compete above somebody else, and then you got the $11,000 buy down. That's $30,000.
It's like the time to buy right now.
She's avoiding $40,000 of inflation.
Yes. And you have to also take into consideration that programs like the buy, it started off with the 2-1 buy down, right? Just to see how it worked. But the purpose of these programs are because the rates were so high and skyrocketing, and it wasn't affordable, for the average person making $20 an hour. Right now, you really do need 2 incomes if we did not have this, right? Unless you're making 100 plus a year. And these programs are designed for that. So that way you have the opportunity to make a home affordable with the rate, with the payment. But if you do the math of the difference, either you were paying over appraisal value and your mortgage payment was about the same, or now you're just paying a higher rate, but your mortgage is the same.
Yeah. So another thing, this is out of pocket money, guys. Go out there. This young lady literally is coming up with like 13 grand.
It'll be less than that. Yeah.
The down payment for the house at 330, because she went up. Remember, she had to compete. The house at 330 was $11,500
for just the down. Yeah.
Out of pocket, $46,000 in a competitive scenario. Somebody has to have $46,000 to go get a $280,000 home that's being sold at $320,000 because of inflation, and then you have to pay $10,000 above the other person, right? You can avoid all that craziness of coming up with $50,000 out of your own pocket and just pay right now $10,000, $12,000, $13,000 and get yourself a home. Buy it down with the rate. Let's do it. There's no more explanation to do, guys. Let's just go out there right now. Let's go shopping.
You can't even rent for that price. It's such a good deal.
Yeah. I think that might be like a studio, maybe.
Yeah, if you want to rent, you have
I've seen a 1-bedroom for that price.
Yeah.
You want to rent a room?
If you want to go rent, you still have to come. Right? Okay, she's coming up with 13,000 right now. That house, she probably has to do like 2,300 a month. So they want 2,300 deposit, 2,300 a month. The first payment, they want like $350 fees, and then if she has a pet, oh my goodness. So she would have already had to come up with $5,000, $6,000 just to go rent.
Yep.
So another 5,000, now she buys. Hallelujah. Let's do it.
Crazy.
If you guys want to sit down and we can break down some numbers, some scenarios, and I can show you deals. There's deals out there right now. The prices are lower. Yes, it's temporary. It's temporary. Do not listen to the news. Do not listen to the news. These prices are temporary. Phoenix is developing. The metropolitan area. Have you cruised down the 303 lately?
Yeah, it's growing.
Who's going to fill those
warehouses over there?
Who's going to fill those warehouses? Who's going to work in them? Over by the I-17, the chip factory. Come on, guys. The demand is there. People are just waiting. If the rate goes down, you're going to have to come up with $50,000 out of pocket to get a house. Go out now. Let's negotiate some money for you from the sellers and let's get it done.
And that's very good point you make there. It's key who you work with, because they're going to need a great agent like yourself that can go back to the seller and say, hey, we need XYZ, right? And negotiate that and know how to negotiate, not be afraid. So it's important to have an agent that's looking out for you in your best interest, and loan officers like us that will give you various options like this one.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't give it back the praise, guys, but I know you're on this video because you deserve to be on this video, because you guys.
We would have been working together if we didn't believe in each other.
Yes.
So it's a team, and the teamwork is what makes this work. It really does.
Yes, let's do it. Let's go out there. Give us a call if you want to break down. Like I said, give us a call for whatever reason. Give yourself a shot. I love what you guys say all the time, that don't disqualify yourself.
Disqualify yourself.
Yes, please.